afternoon, everyone. And how great is it to be back at Area 58 on this beautiful, kind of rainy, but beautiful April 1st in Area 58 in Carver, Plimpton, and Halifax, those lovely towns in Massachusetts on the South Shore. I have a beautiful guest today. That's why it's beautiful. I don't care about a little rain. We all need it anyway. She's a model, and we're going to talk to her. She's sitting right there in her home in the city by the bay, San Francisco. Doing a show with me, and I'm going to talk to her and have a great interview and look at some of her. We're going to add some of her pictures in, but of course, before we get to her, got to read these incredible underwriters, and then we will commence per usual. So we have Equestrians Anonymous right down the street here in Carver. Quality use tax, saddles, equipment, show clothing, essentials, and gifts for the horse, hound, and human. We have Outback Arms, the gun store in Plimpton, up the road on Route 58, going in the other direction. And right next to them is Plymouth County Paving. They do free estimates, and they're in the same building as Outback Arms in Plimpton. We have the Riverside Cafe in Wareham, open 6 days a week, all except Wednesday, 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. They make the best breakfast in Boston or the Cape, and they have DoorDash deliveries. We have Tom Auto in Middleborough. We have New England Floorscapes in Middleborough. We have Kingston Auto Body in Kingston. We have Rock Solid Tops in Pembroke. We have RW Carpet and Flooring in Norton, covering floors for 50 years. We have Dina's Auto Works and Collision Specialists in Abington, also right up the road on Route 58. And we have Evan Young Realty. That's Evan Young, my brother, the realtor. I want to thank you guys very much. And now, Jamie Lee Kendall, what an honor it is to have you on my show. You jumped at the chance when I asked you to do it, and we're gonna make this interview legendary. How you doing?
Very good. Thank you so much for having me. I'm honored to be on your show. I was so excited when you asked me. I've watched a couple of your shows, and yeah, you do a great job interviewing people. So I'm really looking forward to having a discussion.
Okay, yeah, you do a great job. Well, I don't know how many interviews you've done, but you do a great job in modeling, and I'm sure whatever else you do. And as an interviewer, what I do is I try to find out, as I tell all my guests, what they, how they got to where they're at. Because I always say, and I've been saying this just about every show for the last year or so, is life is an epic journey from beginning to end. Everything we do in between is connected. So let's go right with that. Tell me about your childhood. Where did you grow up? Are you one of those California girls that the Beach Boys sang about, and then Jamie Lee Roth years later?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, exactly. I'm a California girl at heart, born and raised.
And in person as well, right? All your life. Is that what you're saying?
Not all my life, because I did go off to Nashville and New York.
Okay, we'll talk about that too. But where did you grow up?
Yeah, so I grew up in the San Francisco Bay Area.
Okay, where you're at now. Okay.
Yeah, I live in the city of San Francisco now, but I grew up in the East Bay.
Well, that's the neighborhood, right? I've been to California, not northern. My brother was, in fact, I was telling my tech guy, 29 years ago tomorrow, I went to visit my brother who was living in law school out in San Diego. All right, well, so that East Bay is it's the neighborhood of San Francisco, right?
Yeah, it's a suburb. So I grew up going into the city a lot, and
I got you.
Say that again?
I got you. You like your city, you like the city, and you probably like the mountains too, I'm guessing, right?
I love it too. Yeah, I love the mountains, love the beach, love Tahoe. So
okay.
Lake Tahoe is kind of a second home to me and my family.
Okay.
But I spend a lot of time up there, about 2 weeks a year, every year since I was a baby.
But only when it's warm, right? You don't go, or do you ski too?
I actually used to ski and snowboard. So I've spent even more time up there. I would spend time in the winter and then 2 weeks in the summer, but I stopped doing that.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't do that as much.
Stop doing it. I have to tell you, I hate snow, but I've lived with it for 66 years. And I guess I can stand it however many more I got on this earth. So
yeah.
All right. Well,
yeah.
Immediately you piqued my curiosity. Why did you go to New York and Nashville? What was going on in those two places?
I picked Nashville because I went to Vanderbilt for college, and a family friend just thought it would really, really suit me.
Okay. What did you major in at Vanderbilt?
They were right. I was double major, English literature and French.
Sweet. Okay.
Yeah. And I just really loved it. I thought it was a great school, all around fun, and a good school academically. And Nashville is a great town. It was nice to get out of California and kind of do something different.
Well, did you play music at all too? Whenever I think of Nashville, in fact, I'm meeting a woman from Nashville tomorrow at my other location. Are you musically inclined at all? You sing, dance, Play an
Uh,
instrument?
yeah, I do dance. So I'm not musical in the sense of singing or playing an instrument other than when I was younger and was kind of forced to,
I
but
understand.
with how they kind of make you do that in elementary school and
I'm guessing
everything.
it
But
was a flute, right? Tonet, woo.
yeah, yeah, recorder.
A recorder, that same thing. Yep, yep.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I feel like they make everybody play the recorder, but um no, I do dance and I took dance at Vanderbilt just for fun.
Okay.
That,
Great,
you know,
great.
not classes, but um like part of my academics, but just extracurricular like for fun in terms of just club type things. But yeah, so that was part of my life, dance, cheerleading. I liked that. I still have been doing that in San Francisco from time to time, taking dance classes. So that helps me, I think, with the modeling too, having
I'm
that
sure it
dance.
does. Yeah, yeah. I mean, because you gotta have the moves after a while. Um,
Yeah.
I'm just, yeah, you mentioned literature. Do you like to write? Because I love to write. I've actually written a book of short stories that I self-published in the 90s, but I'm just wondering if you like to write as well, because I think I try to find out how multifaceted my guests are. So tell me about that. Is there anything to that?
Yeah, so I had that as my background academically since I was young. I had really good education and training with the writing, since I graduated. And then going into my commercial real estate job, which I had after college, my commercial real estate job was half English, half math. So that was really good for me to have that English major coming out of college. And then after I left commercial real estate, which I was in for 13 years, I got a job with this leather company and I was their social media director, publicist, and I would write fashion blogs and
Sweet.
manage their website. Yeah, so I did a lot of writing and I loved it because I love fashion and I love writing and I love being able to express myself and be able to put that writing to the test. I was even doing a lot of writing back when I was at my last company before this, Collier's, and I was writing articles
About
about
fashion or
commercial.
about other things too? What kind of articles? Like fashion articles?
No, no, it was for commercial real estate. So I had started my own blog back when I was in commercial real estate and website called jamieleekendall.com, and I was writing blogs and then I started writing articles and blogs for Collier's, this commercial real estate firm, and that I was with, and I was getting published also too with certain commercial real estate trade magazines. So writing has been a part of my career forever.
Forever. You like to write. Okay,
So
you like to express yourself through words, and that's fantastic.
yeah.
What was the trip to New York for? Was that for fashion related work, modeling too, or what?
No, I lived in New York. I lived there for 7 years doing
Oh, okay.
commercial real estate. Yeah.
It was
So that
all
was
okay. So you're big into real estate, and you still do real estate now, right? You sell real estate.
no, I left 4 years ago
Oh, you did. Okay. So
and switched into modeling.
just modeling times infinity. That's great.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
But
fantastic.
I may end up, going back to it in some way at some point because I still really like it.
Oh, yeah, it's fun. If you do well, you make a lot of money and you meet a lot of cool people. That's
Yeah, and I have family in commercial real estate too,
oh,
so
you
it's
said
part
like
of my
commercial real estate means you sell. It's not homes. It's business properties mostly, right?
part of it is apartments too. So it can
Okay.
be homes. Yeah, like that was part of what I was doing in my final role was selling apartment buildings and
Okay.
working on that and the transactional side. So it can be people's homes, but it just all depends. A lot of it was what I was doing was office or retail, but it can be industrial, it can be a lot of different things. It can be warehouses,
Okay.
all kinds of things. So
All right. We're going to talk a little more about your modeling, and now we're about halfway through the show. So we're gonna look at a little clip of Jamie Lee modeling, walking on the catwalk, and we'll be right back to discuss it and continue the interview. So enjoy it, and and be right back, as I said. Well, Jamie Lee, that was great. Where did you do that?
That was at Sin City Swim Week in Las Vegas,
We
or yeah, at the Sahara Hotel. And that was for Babes in Toyland / FHM Magazine / Nalu Bay Swimwear. So it was a charity fashion show mixed with a magazine, mixed with that was for that one particular swimwear designer, but there were other swimwear designers showcasing, and it was just a ton of fun. It was one of many events I've done with Babes in Toyland, and my first one with this one particular swimsuit designer, but I actually just walked for them last week at LA Swim Week.
Okay. Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it works out. Is that well? This was from Vegas, what we just watched. Well, now tell me about how you got into modeling in the first place. What sparked that awesome? I mean, I know you're a very attractive girl, but was there? I usually everything happens, like one event like dominoes. It kind of precedes another. So, was there anything specific that happened that you made? You went from doing real estate to deciding, well, I can do modeling too. What happened that caused that? Yeah, if there's anything such an event that you want to mention, I just want to make sure that we got it.
Yeah, it was just kind of a fluke thing that happened.
Everything happens for a reason, but go on.
Yeah, exactly. So we were talking about Tahoe earlier. I was on vacation in Tahoe. I was up there for a wedding, and then afterwards on vacation with my family. So I was up there for 2.5 weeks, had a bunch of cute clothes with me, luckily, because of this wedding. And someone contacted me on Instagram to do a fashion photo shoot, glamour photo shoot, and just collaboration. And I said, okay, because they were super legitimate, casting director from LA and photographer.
Okay.
So I just went for it, and that started up my portfolio, and I ended up getting my job later from that.
Sweet.
With the fashion company.
All right,
and becoming a featured model.
Awesome. And how long ago was that this happened in Tahoe?
4 years ago.
Okay, so so the last 4 years of your life is modeling has been your primary deal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, the modeling, and then the social media director publicist job was also at the same exact time for the 4 years. Yeah.
I'm still doing that now.
No, so
all you're doing is modeling, so that's it. You're all set. You've matriculated. Well, I don't want to say matriculated because that's got to do with school, but you've reached the pinnacle of modeling that you don't need to do anything other than that, and it's working out, and that's all you got, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, I'm still involved. I'm still involved with the company, and have plans to model for them, but because I'm traveling so much, I don't really have the time to continue with the publicist job and everything like that. So, and another thing that happened is I got monetized by Meta, which is really big. That's Facebook and Instagram. So I've been focusing on that, which has been really huge for me, and doing a lot of the hosting type work, which requires a ton of travel, which is either a lot of it is red carpet hosting, like what I just did last week, which was a big cybersecurity conference, which I do 2 times a year, and now it might be becoming.
Is that in LA that you were talking about?
This is something different. This is one is in San Francisco.
Okay.
once a year, and then in Orlando once a year, and I might be doing it a third time a year. And it's a cybersecurity conference where I'm actually interviewing award winners
Okay,
on the red
sweet.
carpet. Yeah.
I
And
mean, I like to think I'm learning from the best, and you're learning as well from me.
yeah,
Okay. Well, what about now? When you lived in New York, that was prior to when you started modeling, right?
yeah.
Okay. Well, what did you do? What did you do? That's when you were doing all that other stuff with the with the media, correct? And the blogging and the fact. But I mean, had you already started doing like fashion editing, writing, and before you started modeling? Because I know you said you liked it and you learned it at Vanderbilt, or you majored in it.
So when I was in New York, I was working for a top commercial real estate firm
Okay,
doing,
real estate, yeah.
yeah, doing in-house leasing. And I was working on the top properties it started out in New York and New Jersey
Okay.
and suburbs, and then it got into Manhattan only, Fifth Avenue, Madison Avenue, Times Square. And what was so great about that was not just what I learned from my business background, but I also got a really good education in fashion.
Okay, sweet. Yep.
Yeah.
Living in New York, I guess you would.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, I figured there was a connection. Like I said, everything in life is connected. All right, now tell me about what you model. Give me a just go all out and tell me about where you've modeled. What are the projects that you've been doing? As many as you can think of as we roll down toward the end of the interview.
Yeah. So my top projects and accomplishments, I would say, have been I was Playboy France's Playmate of the Day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was, thank you. That was exciting. That was at the end of 2024, December 2024.
Yeah, last year, 2 years ago.
Mhm.
Right, a little over a year ago.
So that was a big deal for me. And also along those lines, I've been published by Maxim 7 times.
Sweet.
So that was, thank you. That was a combination of being featured in the magazine through Maxim Australia or New Zealand, and then also in their calendar, Maxim Australia's calendar.
Which month were you?
I was March.
Why not? And you said, boy, we just missed it by a day. Think about it. Now we're in April. April 1.
Yeah.
Close enough. Okay.
It was 2023, I think. Yeah. So it was about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh no, maybe it was 2024.
Okay, so it was 2 years ago. Okay.
Yeah, actually, I think it was 2024. Yeah,
Okay.
so 2 years ago.
And where have you aside from New York and Nashville, where have you traveled to? Did you go overseas to do modeling there? Did you go different parts of the US as well? Or where did you go?
Yeah, I've been all over for my modeling. I've been to Thailand twice.
Okay.
That was through Maxim. I've been to Paris.
Sweet.
That was to shoot with a really awesome photographer who works with the Moulin Rouge and Louis Vuitton. And then in terms of the US, I've been all over, Miami.
Boston before? I've been in New England.
No, this is my shot now, to get exposure.
Okay, yeah, exactly. Well, plenty of people are going to see this in New England. All right. So I guess you've done LA, Vegas, New York, Thailand, Paris. So you've definitely covered a lot of zones. Time zones.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, a lot of zones, but like you said, New England would be great to cover, and that's I want to thank you again because this is a great opportunity for me.
Okay.
I haven't been everywhere, and I love getting on these shows and podcasts and expanding my exposure. But I love to travel and I just love adventures. And I think that's one of the best things about being a model and
True. Yeah.
getting into acting too. It's part of the
All right, tell
fun.
me about, speaking of acting, have you done any film acting? I want to figure out. You said you didn't do music, but you except playing the recorder. Did you have you done
Yeah.
acting before? And if so, where?
Hot cross buns on the recorder.
Yeah, right.
I did do a PayPal commercial this past summer.
Okay, is that a TV commercial for like a national commercial?
I'm waiting to find out exactly where it's going to be used, but I
Okay.
assume so. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I've done a web commercial for a winery called Gloria Ferrer,
Okay,
and that'll be coming out soon. And I've done two independent films. One is already on Amazon and Tubi.
okay,
And then the prequel is going to be coming out soon. And so it's been I'm just sort of getting into the acting.
sweet. You caught you at the right time then.
Yeah.
Because my guess is you're probably gonna keep up where you're going, and you'll get a lot of opportunities for acting too. For, films and stuff, if you want to. I mean, it's up to you. It depends what your schedule looks like, depends what your priorities are, obviously. But
Yeah, I'm
you
more
got the world
focused.
you got the world in your hands, in the palms.
Oh, thank you. Oh, I also was on Korean TV, a big like one of the biggest networks in Korea.
Okay.
Um
Did you
for
speak Korean, or did you have to have an interpreter? Of course, I think they speak.
Oh no. It was all in English.
Okay.
Yeah, and my family was on it with me. They
Cool.
came to our house, my parents' house, so that was fun.
Yeah, I bet it was. Okay, what were they? Well, they came to Korea. They went to. Were you in Korea to do the shoot, or?
No, they shot at our house in
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's your house, and they
San
played in Korea.
Francisco Bay
Wow.
Area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So that was my
that-
very first acting job.
Sweet. Okay. How long ago did that happen?
That was probably in 2022,
Okay. Well,
and I made my parents just be part of it.
There's nothing wrong with that. You're a family person first and foremost, as am I.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, on that note, we're actually in the final 5 minutes of the show. I hope you had fun talking to me. I hope I didn't interrupt you too much.
Oh no, you're a great interviewer, like I said.
Well,
And
I do my
you're
best.
fun.
I appreciate your politeness, and I know it's not. Sometimes it's not easy for me, but you made it easy, and I can't believe the half hour went by so fast. So what I want you to do in the remaining time is just give some shouts out to people that are going to see the show. Start with your family if you want. You can start with if you have agents or people that represent you out there in California or anywhere else, and then we'll wrap the show up with my snap and the way we began. So go ahead.
Yeah, just a shout out to my family and friends and all the people that support me and have helped me along the way. There's so many people that have been a part of my journey, and I wouldn't be anywhere without all of them.
Okay, that's great. Now, if you had a good time, now just going forward, do you have anything coming up on the horizon that you want to mention before we wrap it up that you might overlook? I just want to make sure that we cover everything. If not, that's fine, but I'd just like to double check with that on that.
Thank you. Yeah, it's pretty much I have things coming up this summer, local modeling,
Beach
photo
stuff
shoot
like that.
here.
I bet you're on the beach a lot for those model shoots, right? In a bikini,
I
maybe?
don't I don't love going to the beach in San Francisco and modeling in a bikini because it's very cold, but
Oh, yes.
I do it.
Okay.
Yeah, I do
What
it.
about warmer beaches in California or anywhere?
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, I do that. I love doing that in Southern California, but
No, okay.
but yeah, San Francisco is a little chilly for bikini shoots, but I will do it. But yeah, I have a couple of photo shoots planned around here locally in San Francisco in the next couple weeks to months, and then I have a couple of, like I said, conferences planned with this Cyber Defense magazine, and then or Cyber Defense TV, same thing, and then
Sounds like
with
you're part of the
Babes in
national
Fiction.
security too of our country.
Say that again.
You're part of national security with cyber.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Wow.
and I've learned a lot too.
Yeah, I bet.
It's good to know about these things and keep myself safe and people I know safe.
Keep the whole country safe, not just us, not just you.
Yeah,
Right. All right. Well, look,
exactly.
if you had a good time with me, and you know anyone else that might be a great guest for my show, you got my digits. You can give them to anybody you want. I love to interview, and I interview anybody and everybody, as long as they don't do things that I find distasteful, like hurting animals. I love animals. I'm a vegan, vegetarian, and that's basically all. All I ask. But if you know anybody, other models, people that you work with, even in the cyber defense industry, if they can talk to me, I'd love to have them on as guests.
I will. Yeah, people would be thrilled to be on your show. It's a big deal.
I appreciate that. All right, I have one last favor to ask. We're gonna wrap the show up in a few seconds. Will you stick around, and my tech guy Jason will take a pic of us for Facebook, and I'll tag you with it to say you were on with me, and you can tag me too if you want. I would appreciate it if you could.
Okay.
All right, folks. Well, as you can see, we're in April in Topic Time Nation. We have another great show here. More great shows on taps. Wrapping up and snapping out. Enjoy it and stay tuned for more. Have a nice Easter if I don't see it before then, folks. All right. There we go.